Welcome to TE Pedagogy Power-Ups by Things Education, where you get quick tips or cheat codes to power up your education game.
What is active learning and what is it not? Oftentimes, active learning is confused as activity-based learning, but not all activities qualify as active learning. So let's look at examples from the classroom and try to understand active learning better. Consider this scenario. To learn the different parts of the body, a teacher gives a pre-prepared clay model to students and their task is to replicate it. Now, this is definitely activity-based learning and this also seems very engaging. But is this active learning? Here, the students are not given a chance to think independently or actively. So, this is not active learning. Copying or replicating anything does not qualify as active learning. But can we turn this activity into an example of active learning? Now imagine that to teach students different parts of their bodies, a teacher gives students raw materials like clay, buttons, and threads. The students have to look in a mirror and make a clay model of themselves. Here, the student might use thread to make their t-shirt or for their hair. The point is, the students will be actively taking a decision. So this is active learning because students are thinking independently and actively. The important thing to understand here is that the output is not as important as the process. Students should be given the chance to ask questions, make decisions, and analyze. Now, consider another example. A teacher in a chemistry lab tells students what happens when a chemical gets mixed with another chemical. Then the teacher gives them a set of instructions, and based on the instructions, the students perform an experiment. This activity seems very engaging and hands-on, but this too is not active learning. Active learning does not happen when students have to just refer to instructions and perform an activity. So how can we convert this into an active learning activity? The teacher, instead of giving instructions, could pose an open-ended question, such as, what would happen if you mix these two chemicals? This would give an opportunity to the students to design an experiment, analyze, observe, and then record their results. So, this is an example of active learning. Lastly, consider that a teacher moderates a discussion on the impact of folk tales on modern society. Here, the students use their prior knowledge to connect ideas and form new ideas. Here, the students connect their prior knowledge to forming new beliefs and ideas. This is not an example of a hands-on activity, but this is still an example of activity-based learning because students are expected to engage their minds to compare, contrast, interpret, analyze, and then form their thoughts. Activity-based learning doesn't always have to be a hands-on activity. To sum up, active learning happens when students are required to take decisions and when they're thinking independently and actively.
Thanks for tuning into TE Pedagogy Power-Ups. Don't forget to show your support by liking our videos and hitting that subscribe button.